has the credibility of the central bank really been challenged? Has the Eurozone really be in danger? And if that was the case, it was probably in the case of what you call the sovereign debt crisis, whatever it takes of Mario Draghi in that time frame. And I must say that the ECB brought us all through this together with the national and that I think that the credibility of the ECB is fine. If you look at this very high inflation we are still facing, the inflation expectations are still reasonably well anchored, which gives you the feedback to your question whether or not the credibility is there. I think that the trust in the euro is high. And that means that the credibility of the ECB is still important. The issue I see, though, is that of course, it's very difficult to have a European-wide, a Eurozone-wide monetary policy, while at the same time you are doing this alongside 20 national fiscal policies. And what you need an agreement between all the member states that if somebody penalizes the rules of the treaty, the rules of the underlying of everything which is important for the ECB and for monetary policy, that those member states will penalize those who violate those rules. That is very, very important for the ECB going forward. And this is very important for its credibility too.
Andreas, can we talk about the biggest challenge for the ECB from here? Because we are still watching very high levels of inflation across the Eurozone, high single digits. It does seem that the data is still somewhat sticky when it comes to the core. What does this mean in terms of the challenge for Christine Lagarde now at the helm? Is she going to have to display Volcker-like characteristics from here?
We are in a not at all easy phase because, as you say correctly, inflation is sticky and it's not moving as to, we would all hope it would. So it's quite important, as Joachim Nagel said today, that the ECB stays open for further rate hikes as long as it needs until the job is done. Of course, this will have negative implications and negative effects on the economy too. But I strongly believe that if you let inflation unanchor, if you let inflation go, those negative effects will be even higher. So it's very important for the credibility of the ECB, coming back to Annette's question, that the ECB stays the course. As you have said in the trailer before this interview, we were not at the total end, not at the terminal rate, but we are getting more and more towards the end of this rate hike cycle. So there is end in sight, but we are not there yet, and we shouldn't pause before we reach it. That's my strong belief.